Hello, my name is Liv, also known as Moth or Moth is Missing, and welcome to my first YouTube video. Love that. Some of you may know me from my Twitch streamer era or, God forbid, real life, but I'm now going to start making some crochet content, maybe some art content over here. Anyhow, I am going to be showing you all through what I made in my very first year of crochet, because you know it's that time of year. We do the everything I made in 2024, but I started crocheting in February, so it has almost been a whole year of crochet, my first year of crochet. So that is super duper exciting. I made, I believe, 26 items this year, which, like, you go and look at other people's things and they're like, I made 50 things, 100 things, 200. I saw that one that was 200 and I was like, oh my goodness. It was my first year, okay? And we've got like 4 blankets in here. So you know what, I'm gonna take 26 items as a massive win. But I have given away a lot of the things I've made. So I will show photos of everything I've given away, but I have quite a few things here on hand as well. Item number 1, which is technically 2 items, is, oh wait, actually, I also have a photo of the first granny square I ever crocheted, which is, I think, the first thing I ever crocheted. It's obviously not included as a project. I think I frogged it immediately. But that's fun. And yeah, it's the first actual project that I finished. Were these little grape bucket hats. I've got 2 of them. I'll put them on for you. Lean forwards. They're a bit ugly. The brim is not really quite brimmy enough, and it's now folding up. I did like block it properly when I was wearing them. I had a fruit themed 20th birthday party. Can you guys see this? I should really like be sitting on the ground, but I actually don't give a fuck. Actually, maybe I do give a fuck. Yeah, this is better. I shouldn't be sitting up there. Listen, they're not cute, but I followed a YouTube tutorial for a bucket hat, and this one is acrylic, and this one is cotton, purely because of the colors I wanted. So yeah, I was a purple grape and my partner was a green grape. Cute. Not that exciting. Got my list here. Moving on, another hat. I'm not a hat person, but I think they were just fast projects, so I finished them fast. This is a beanie that I've stolen from my mother because it was a beanie that she requested. It's really cute. It's really, really cute. It's made with a really chunky blanket yarn, and I used a 20. I used a 8mm hook, and it's just a tube. It's just like a ribbed, you know, did a back loop single crochet in a tube, and then squished it together at the top. I know some people don't like the folds, but I really like how it looked, and I really, really like the gradient of it too. I didn't even realize that she picked out a gradient yarn because this was her choice. But yeah, I think it's adorable. Yeah, good stuff. Another beanie that I then made my dad for Father's Day. We are in July now. Sorry, my list of things is down here. I have not gotten that from him, so I will have to pop a photo here. I didn't like this one. I made it with an acrylic yarn that I didn't really like the feel of, even though it looked nice. But yeah, decent stuff. And then my first big exciting project came in July. Let's fish her out. This beauty is the famous star blanket pattern. Love it or hate it, everybody knows it. And I made this to go on a queen size bed and it's beautiful and I love it. I will do a proper shot later that I'll put here because I just can't be bothered. But yeah, this was my first big project and it's super imperfect, and I did weave in all the ends, but I didn't weave them in very well, so we got some coming out. There are a lot of things I do differently about this now. Not to spoil, but I did the Superstar blanket recently and that went so much smoother than this one did. But I used 2 different weights of yarn, which ended up looking really pretty. I used that because I really wanted this blanket to match our like pastel Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, because there's a purple and green one and a pink and yellow one. So that's the only reason I did these like different weights, but I actually really like the look of that and I'm going to do another blanket like that soon. But yeah, it was definitely, I learnt a lot through the making of this blanket. By no means perfect, but a fun challenge, that's for sure. Chuck it over there. Moving into August, I crocheted myself this little scarf, another acrylic. I use mostly acrylic, if I'm being honest. It's partially a price thing, partially like they have more, because Australia's kind of limited in their yarn options. There's more good colors, you know. But yeah, this guy's cute. He's very messed up. Like, I don't know if you can tell. Oh, here we go. I dropped some stitches around this point and I just sort of like slowly tried, or not even slowly, just tried to fix it up. And I figured I didn't care because, you know, it's a scarf. It's going around me like this. I was not counting at any point in the project. It was just a really quick thing that I really wanted because I was cold walking home from uni. So yeah, I do use that one. It's obviously summer now, so have not been. But yeah, the next thing I made, moving on, was this bucket hat for my partner's birthday. It is an upper bucket hat, like the Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I think it's super cute. I bought the yarn for it and then looked at the YouTube tutorial I was going to follow, and I'll put the name of the creator somewhere, because it was very heavily inspired by this tutorial I saw, and then I realized it was for a baby hat. So I had to sort of freeball it a little bit. I used the tutorial for the ears and the horns to just make the ears a little bit bigger. But the hat itself, I mostly just, you know, went on vibes and what I had learned from everything I'd done previously. And you know what? I'm really proud of it. It's super cute. He will never ever wear it, but that's okay. The last thing I made in August, and some of these in September, were these cute little coffee tapestries, so that I will pop on screen now. I made these for 3 students that were making coffee with me. I am a barista and I have a job at a school, and I had 3 kids who would come in and help me during the school day and make coffee with me, and I had so much fun with them. So I made them these little coffee wall hanging tapestries. I don't know if I have the wall hanging on them in the photo, but it was just like a dowel rod. And yeah, it was my first tapestry crochet project. Really fun. I really like tapestry crochet. Yeah, great stuff. And then moving well and truly into September, I cannot believe I didn't bring this jumper with me, but I have plenty of photos, so I will show some photos here, even though I don't have it with me. This is the Lily jumper pattern by Mrs. Moon in Heaven, and it's fun, it's brilliant. I made it with a cotton yarn, so it doesn't really keep me warm at all, but I kind of wanted that because I was making it going into spring. It's a really cute little jumper. It's very heavy because it's made out of cotton, but yeah, really like this one. will totally make more of these in the future, I think. I'm thinking of making one in a brown. The last thing I made in September were these fingerless gloves that I also do not have. I think I only have really bad photos of them too, but I made these for my friend Emma's birthday because I stalked their Pinterest and saw a bunch of fingerless gloves in like their style inspiration board. So yeah, fun stuff. Moving into October, I have plenty more gifts, one of which is this companion cube tapestry that I made one of my professors. I am a game design student and I would crochet through all of his lectures, and he is one of my favorite professors. So I gave this to him at the end of the year and said sorry for crocheting through all of your lectures, and that was cute, very easy, very fun. And then I also made this hexagon cardigan, which was beautiful. Really proud of this cardigan. I did a dragonfly stitch on the back panel, which you can't really see very well in the video of me wearing it, but it was so nice. It blocked really well, and I made it with an acrylic yarn. Like I said, I use primarily acrylic, and it got really soft after I washed it. I was really worried that it was not going to feel very nice, but it actually felt amazing after I washed it. So I'm in the process of making myself one in a different color, but the same yarn. Alright, next up is something I do actually have, and this is the Star Top, also a pattern by Mrs. Moon in Heaven. Should I pop it on? I should pop it on. I really like this pattern, but I don't love my execution of it, or kind of the way it looks on my body. It looks alright right now, to be honest, but I feel like it usually makes my boobs look like non-existent, which is kind of true, but still unideal. But I also made like a crucial error right here. I accidentally just did a stitch wrong. Like I put my hook all the way under the stitches, like instead of through the two loops, you know? I don't know if you know what I mean, but it kind of fucked it up, and it's like right in the middle, so that's not ideal. And I also don't love the way I did the colors. I was using leftover cotton from my Lily jumper, and I wasn't sure if I was going to use the dark purple, but I wish I'd thought ahead and decided to use it before I'd done the light purple, because I don't like these two next to each other. So that really bothers me. I think that makes it look a lot worse. I would love to do this one also in neutrals. I think that would look great. I love neutrals in clothes, even though I have like bright hair, which is kind of funny, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can be bothered to get changed again. I think I'm just gonna stay in this until, I don't know, until something else. And then the last thing I made in October is 2 bandanas for 2 of my other student baristas, but not ones that were graduating. And yeah, I took a photo of one of them, which came out too small, but it was like a Beetlejuice themed one. And I also made like a Gryffindor themed one, but I didn't take photos of that, tragically. But yeah, they were cute, very easy, very chill. And then in November, one more gift, I finished this lemon wall hanging tapestry, which was insanely painful to make. Like, I cannot emphasize how much I hated making this. It sucked so much. There were, I don't know, four strands of yarn is probably my limit, and having to deal with all of that, and it was really big, it was really annoying, and like, I don't know, the colors didn't like stay pulled anywhere for long enough, so I was having to carry all of the strands back and forth, and it was just really annoying, really hated it, but it came out nice, and I gave that to my boss and his wife, who his wife also worked with us, and they are both retiring or have retired, so this was like their little Christmas/retirement gift. So I'm happy that it was something, you know, meaningful that I made this for, but oh my god, I fucking hated it. Awful. And then in November, I also finished a flower blanket that I was making my mum, which I also don't have, so I will insert a photo of that here. This one took me ages. Her birthday was in September. but it's just a little lap blanket. It is the spoke flower blanket, which is a pattern I found on Ravelry and I adore. I will link it below. And yeah, I think it came out amazing. I'm gonna make more of them. I have made one more of them, which you will see soon. And finally, we are in December. The first thing I made in December is another top that I made myself but do not have. I made this one mainly for the fact that I was meeting Dan and Phil and I wanted to make myself something to wear when I saw them. And I got a compliment on it.
Did you make this? That is a bona fide craft. Hell yeah, that is an achievement.
Really liked this pattern too. This is a pattern from Etsy. It's called, I think, the Leafy Blossom crop top, and it was really, really good. I didn't love the yarn choice on my part with this though. I used a color changing yarn, but I just shouldn't have used that type of color changing yarn. Like I thought it was like a quick changing one, sort of like this, you know? But it was like the colors had longer, so it didn't look very good in a like granny square styled top, you know? I don't know. And next is my first venture into amigurumi, and it is this Haunts that I made my partner and his office, because his office has like a horse. I don't know how to describe it. A thing with horses. The horse is kind of their mascot, and now the Haunts is their mascot. So I made this Haunts because I saw this free pattern by Didi's Crochet, I think it is, on Instagram, and you know, I sent it over to them all and they were like, yes, this is amazing. They'd never heard of a Haunts previously, so that was good fun. And now it is their emotional support creature at work, so that's good. Very happy with that. Next on the list is another spoke flower blanket. I gave this one away to my dad's partner for Christmas and she really liked it. Another little lap blanket. I intended to make this one for myself, but I bought the yarn on Hobby and I don't love the colors for me. Like, I think they're really cool, but they weren't exactly how I'd pictured it working up in real life. So that was a bit of a shame, and it was also a bit thicker than my mum's, who came out, like, that one came out really light and lovely, and this one was just an ever so slightly thicker yarn, so it didn't sit quite as nicely. And I really want to make myself a nice lap blanket for like my desk, but this just wasn't it. So I gave it to MJ, who will keep it in her car and use it whenever she gets cold, so that's lovely. And then I made another blanket, and there will be a YouTube video coming out about this one because I filmed the process, but I made this 6-day style blanket, and you know what? I like it. It took me, like, when the video comes out, you'll see. I went back and forth a lot about whether I liked it, because I didn't really like this yarn. I wasn't liking the way it was feeling. I wasn't really liking the way it was looking, working up. I wanted to make like a gradient one, but I bought, this was silly of me, but I didn't know that Lion Brand did mandala gradient and mandala ombre, and I'd seen people make blankets with mandala gradient, but they don't sell that in Australia. They don't sell any of the nice gradient ones in Australia. So I bought this in the hopes that it would do something similar, even though I could sort of tell that it wouldn't. I just decided, like, fuck it, I'll give it a go. And obviously it didn't, but I think it still turned out rather nicely. Especially the middle. I really like how the middle looks, and then as the blanket got bigger, obviously the color changes weren't as beautiful, but I made it in almost 6 days and I like the feel of it more now. I still haven't washed it yet, but like now that it's done and I'm sort of imagining it as an actual blanket, it's kind of nice, just a bit light, cozy, cute. Yeah, happy with that, and we'll make a video soon. And then right after that, I finished a tiny little pincushion, which I will show you. I gave it to my grandmother because she is a quilter. I think it's ugly. I think it's hideous. It was meant to be a little cat-shaped thing, you know, so I did the little ears, I freehanded it, and then I did a scalloped edge. And then when I tried to embroider the whiskers, I could not get them even for the life of me. And like taking it out, I only had the tiniest bit of scrap yarn for it. It was just, it looks bad, but that's okay. She liked it. I felt a bit guilty giving it to her though. And then I made my dad this little fish that I made with scrap yarn from the blanket that I gave MJ. So that was nice, except it looks a little bit like a penis, and he really, really emphasized that fact with me. So that was great. But it was meant to be cute. I was like, oh, you can, you know, stab a keychain through it and use it as a keychain, but you know what? That's okay. And then we have, I'm holding him upside, am I? Here we go. We have this guy. This is a little balloon dog amigurumi pattern that I made for my partner because I showed him a photo of one that I saw on Instagram and he said I'd have one of them. I don't think he's gonna actually put it anywhere in the site, and I don't expect him to. It's a little bit ugly, and I just used this with like a leftover. This is actually one of the colors of the lemons. So it's just like the cheapest acrylic yarn I could find because I was doing the lemons as a wall hanging. But little balloon animal. It's pretty cute. The pattern was cool. I messed up one of the back legs, but you like can't even tell, so that's nice. And he does stand up. I don't have a flat surface. Wait. Oh. There we go. He stands up. It was a fun challenge to try and get done before Christmas. So that was nice. But yeah. Then the final thing I have on my list is this cushion, which I started right when I started crochet. I'd say I started this in like June, and I hate the yarn. I used a Karen Skinny Cake and then like separated the colors out, and I still have a ton of it, but I hated the way it felt, and I don't really like doing the retro daisy square, which is funny because I've now done a whole project with it, which I have lying on the floor here. You saw the other granny square. This is a sneak peek of something else I'm making. But yeah, I wasn't enjoying the combination of that square and that yarn, and I was gonna make a cushion for my partner's sister, but it wasn't vibing with me. So I finished it really, really quickly because I realized I needed something extra for my grandma for Christmas, and I knew that she'd appreciate that I made it as something even if it wasn't perfect. But the back was, you know, a little bit smaller than it should have been, and I just stuffed it with the polyfill, and I got it done in time, which is what matters. So yeah, that is everything I made, and now I just have projects surrounding me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you continue to watch the videos that I will be putting out. I think I'm going to do some like project planning for next year, as well as I'll do plenty of like crochet with me's, maybe step into the art aspect. I've been thinking just today actually about how I could combine art and crochet products, because it's been a goal of mine for a very long time to sell my art at a market, but I've just never been good enough or had enough time or anything like that. But you know, I've been thinking about that, so that could be a journey that we could go on. Otherwise, my Instagrams are Moth is Missing for art and Stitched by Moth for my crochet. Maybe I'll combine them, maybe I won't, I don't know. Follow them both if you're feeling kind. Yeah, I will hopefully see you all soon. Thank you for watching, and I hope you had a good year of crocheting, and happy 2025.